Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Jordan's, which is a continuation of books they've published, editions they've published before. I have reviewed this book before, but this is a new edition and it's very helpful with what it's currently covering. It's the Court of Protection Practice 2011. This book here, it's about 2,000 pages long, it's heavy. Some shaded areas to find the particular things you may be interested in looking at very quickly. There are a list of contributors, I'll mention them in a minute. There are some very detailed and helpful chapter headings right at the front. So if you're looking for particular things, there is some sort of detail right at the back, at the front. At the back, you've got a very detailed index, which I think is also helpful, plus the CD-ROM and, of course, a quick checklist, which again is very helpful, very much in keeping with a lot of the practitioners, big practitioners' books today. You've got obviously a very useful state of the actual rules, and you've got the practice directions covered in some detail as well. Let me tell you a bit about the new edition, because for many of you, you'll be aware of previous editions. It's under the general editorship of District Judge Gordon Ashton OBE, and there are a team of contributors who are mentioned at the side there, and they have put a great deal of effort into this, and it's extremely helpful for us as practitioners in this area of law. We've given it the title Practical Guidance and Support for Advocates Who Practice in the New Court of Protection. Not so new now, but certainly to some people it's not an area that they would be necessarily immediately familiar with. It's in one single handy volume, which I think is again of use, about 2,000 pages, and it aims to provide all those who work in or appear before the Court of Protection with the expert support and guidance they'll need to fulfil their roles with fairness, understanding and efficiency in this often difficult and certainly sensitive area of our practice. It's concerned obviously primarily with adult mental incapacity, in other words, those who can't make their own decisions, and it's a continually evolving area of law. And the author, Gordon Ashton, observes there has been little change to the legislative material or rules and practice directions during 2010. Case law, of course, has continued to develop and has thrown up a few surprises which are covered in the narrative, annotations and case summaries, and in many ways that is the area which I think is the most helpful for us as practitioners. The latest edition, therefore, provides a detailed and authoritative guide to judges as well as practitioners involved in this area, and obviously they look very carefully at the contents and the way in which one deals with certain problems as they crop up. The new Court of Protection, as we sort of call it, includes a regional presence, of course, and that was established by the Mental Capacity Act 2005, and as a consequence has raised standards which are obviously expected from practitioners. In the light of these changes, therefore, certain aspects of the previous edition of the volume have been reorganised and incorporated in the new volume. And there's a significant and important change in the inclusion of a new Part 10 right at the end, covering the international section, which I think will be directly relevant, of course, to quite a few people today. In addition, there's input from experienced lawyers in a number of jurisdictions on issues relating to how, for example, to deal with an adult from England or Wales who becomes incapacitated whilst abroad or owning property abroad. And these are issues we have to think of now in the broader area of things. The quick perusal of the content shows you how meticulous this volume has been prepared, and I really do thank those involved very much indeed. As you would expect from a reference work of this thoroughness and scope, there are extensive tables of cases, statutes, statutory instruments and so forth, and as I have indicated earlier, the CD itself I think is a great step forward, because that does assist those of you who are more sort of technologically minded. But thank you very much indeed to all concerned for this new edition this year, which is extremely helpful and certainly an important addition to my Chambers library. Thank you very much. Bye bye.